M0FXB, welcome back to the channel. Ailunce HD1 that you can see above my head. I had a message from someone, how do you import channels? And by channels we mean repeaters, possibly a hotspot. And repeaters have a shift, they have CTCSS. DMR repeaters have talk groups, color codes, slots 1 and 2. So this is complex information. On the right here, I'm on the Ailunce HD1 and HD2 Facebook group. So thank you very much for that Facebook group. I'll put a link in. If you go to the files section, just here, it says files, okay? And you get a long list. And thanks to John Townsend, you get a long list. If I click files, there's all kinds of files here that might help you with your Ailunce HD1 or 2. But if you scroll down, you'll find the one, because I'm in the UK. Now, some of these are called CSV files, and that's more your contacts. So that's the call sign, the address, the location in the world of the person talking, the DMR number, and that will come through on your screen if you upload it to your contacts within your code plug. If you're not familiar with code plug on the left there, that's the software that programs the radio. And we can sort of import and export this, and that's another part of learning. But here it is here, UK regional file. Click that and notice that it's called a TW file. It's not a CSV file. So let's click the one I'm recommending and then click, and remember you need to look for one in your part of the world. This is UK. So I'm going to click UK and that's downloaded the program or the file there at the top. Now if we open up our software here and then go File, Open, find that one we just downloaded. It's called UK Regional, just here. It's going to load all that into our code plug. Hopefully you get used to the term code plug. But it's not going to be completely correct because it's not going to have the right DMR number in there. So what you'll have to do is go over across here. If you want to look at the channels that it's got, the first place to look, I would say, is actually zones, because all channels are put into zones. So double click zones on the top left. We'll close this one for now. And all your zones will appear. And within those zones, you've got channels. As we click down here, look, you've got Scotland, North A, Midlands. And look, within those, someone would have had to have put in a lot of work. But for me, it's going to be Southwest. So see if we can find Southwest. Southeast, Southwest. So that's going to be the area I'm looking at. So all these repeaters here on the right are going to be the ones in the southwest of the UK. So to find them, when you're on the radio, you're going to have to select. You're going to have to go into zone. If I just show you here, to find those channels, you're going to have to go menu, and then go to A or B, so down one, and this is on the Ailunce 2 as well. Menu, zone, and then you look, it says Southwest, but you can go up and down and you can cycle through the different ones. Menu, and then select, okay? Then back out, and as long as you're in that zone, you'll be able to scroll through the different presets in that zone. Let's just make sure I've selected the right zone mode, like that. Menu, zone, Southwest. Yeah, we're already in there. And so, that's the way it works. So someone said, well, how can I import channels? Well, you can program them one at a time. If you go to channel, you can find a space, scroll down, find a space, double click, and just start to put in the receive, the transmit, choose whether it's digital or analog. There's an arrow here at the end, double click that. Just move that over to the left. Every time you click anything, it opens up a new window. Double click, let's just do the top one. It goes inside that channel, and then you've got all this, then you can really fill it out, the name, the frequency. If it was digital, then you've got to put in your talk group, your slot, your color code. Can you see what I mean? There's a lot to learn, especially if you've not used DMR ever before. There's no quick way to learn this. Even if you get someone to help you, there's still no quick way, and most people do expect to ask help and then that person that helps them to sit there for hours and do it all for them because they don't want to learn. No, you need to learn, and that's it. So If we go to Repeater Book, which is a program, a free program, if you look here, Repeater Book, for example, and you could go to Bridgecom Systems, they have pre-made code plugs, but they're still going to need to be, you still need to get your DMR ID in there. I'll show you how to do it on the Ailunce. But on Repeater Book, for example, if we click Rest of the World Repeaters, this appears. Then we scroll down, just click our country, UK. This window appears. Then you go to DMR, because we're doing DMR. Yeah, but this is going to be the digital ones that it shows up. Then if you want to export that file, you go export and look at all the choices of different kinds of files that we can choose. There's an obvious one there for Anytone, 878, 578. Then you'll be looking for one for, say, your MDV 380, which probably you'd use a CSV. You might have to convert it, ready for the MD 380. You've got Icon, Kenwood, RT Systems. You've got lots of files that it will export, and this is all for free. So thank you to Repeater Book. So back to the code plug, basic settings at the top, basic text, then you've got ID setting here. This is where you'd put in your DMR number, so 2341437. You do need to apply for your DMR number. I'll put the link in for there as well. So there's 2341437 M0FXB. So our DMR ID is in there. So when we transmit, it's going to give out our call sign and DMR number. So go along to radio.net, I'll put the link in, create an account, and then you can apply for your DMR number, and it doesn't take that long, and once you've got it, then you're allowed on the DMR system, but you obviously need a ham radio license. So if we go back here and look at the channels, we've got all these channels, okay, we'll double click channels. And you'll see we can actually import and export channels. If we export the ones that are here, if we go export, and a friend of yours could do this, and we'll just call it my DMR, okay? And put it into downloads, my DMR, and then go save. If we look in our downloads, just here, downloads, let's have a look at that file. And there it is there, it's a CSV, it's in a CSV format. So hopefully if we try and import a file from the Repeater Book, do you remember we found this? So we'll go export CSV, click OK. It's saying file not found, that's typical, isn't it? So I mean, it's not the way I tend to do things, and Repeater Book does work well. Let's just do it again. I don't know why I didn't do it that time. So you're going around, you're trying to find files that you can use, or you're borrowing them from a friend. And there's a couple of programs where they convert. I'm clicking CSV. Yeah, it's not letting me do it. So, but that's okay. It's not the way I do it anyway. So I got asked the question, how do we import repeaters into the Ailunce HD1, HD2? This is an overview. You are going to have to learn. You could manually put them in. But normally, most of us have only got 3 or 4 repeaters near us, or we've got a hotspot. So you don't need much. And if you use talk group 9, you can manually dial using the radio. It depends what radio you have, because not all radios do that. So the thing about DMR, and even me, years into DMR, I forget things very quickly, and I have to remind myself all the time. DMR is because it's there's so many aspects to it. Talk groups, color codes, slot 1, slot 2, contacts, talk group contacts, frequencies for analog, frequencies for digital, CTCSS, tones, and different parts of the world. There's no quick answer. It's easy to go click, 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 spend £100 on a radio. It doesn't give you any learning. You have to put the time in and learn, or you're just going to put it on the side, use just one channel and hardly ever use it, or just listen to the same channel all the time, which is pretty much what I do, talk group 91. But it's such a useful device because it does work on VHF, UHF, some work on airband, they have GPS, they have Bluetooth, and they're low price, they're not expensive. So thanks for watching, thanks to everyone, Repeater Burke, Radio.net, Brandmeister, and Ailunce support. You know, Ailunce have got a whole site dedicated to downloading stuff as well. You've got to thank them all, because they do all this for free. Yeah? 7 free. Please hit the like, subscribe. All the best. Bye for now.